Welcome, everybody.
The Logan Power Show. The Logan Power Show. The Logan Power Show.
He is phenomenal. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. Definitely. So, hey, we're having some fun here. My name is Calvin Logan, the Logan Power Show. We nationwide, worldwide. We love y'all.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here at Destiny Church International here in North Charleston, South Carolina. Well, I got with me a returning guest. She's written a book, The Hand That I Was Dealt, and we're going to talk more about what she has going on behind the scenes. She's the one and only Miss Author, Miss Brandy Hunt. How you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Good. How's everything?
Everything is going well. It's going fast, but I'm getting used to it, so thank you.
Got it. So, you've written your book, and I heard about the play. Tell us more about the play. What's going on?
Well, right now I'm in casting, so I'm just looking for people to make sure that I can display the actual story, people that have my heart for my story. As you know, again, the loss of my father, I want people that have a heart for ministry. So right now I'm just in the casting the roles, but it's going well.
Okay. So you had your book. It's been doing very well, hitting the charts. How's the book? How's everything? How's the reviews been getting in regards to your book?
The reviews are excellent. I'm actually on my third book now.
Okay.
Since we've spoken before, I'm waiting for the cover to be finished. I'm also helping other authors tell their story, because the power that comes from just releasing your own self from your own struggle is so phenomenal. Was phenomenal for me, so I wanted to go help other people do the same.
Amen. Amen. And for those that are watching, The Hand That I Was Dealt, it's a book that talks about Brandy's life, what she's been through, trials and tribulations. Something I would highly recommend. Get that. Get on Amazon. Check it out. Get in contact with her, Brandy Hunt. She is a nationwide author. So we're into the play. You're working on getting the right cast together. Talk about your father's death. How hard is it to do this play, knowing it's a very emotional situation?
Well, writing the book, I had to go relive it then. And because I had to deal with the hand I was dealt by writing it, it's not as bad. Now I feel free to tell the story because I know it's freeing somebody else. That same little girl that doesn't know her place in life because her father wasn't there to tell her. Now I believe she'll have a chance. The same chance I had, I just didn't see it. So I'm out here to tell the little girls, little boys, anybody that lost their father or just doesn't have a father figure in their life, that you still matter.
Amen. You still matter. God is still important in your life. So with the kind of people that have you interacted with, what kind of stories have you heard from different women who've read your book and say, man, I went through this, and because I read your book, my life has changed?
So many. Even when I was writing it, I remember God telling me that's what was going to happen. And I'm thinking, nobody wants to read the garbage of my life. I'm thinking this is it's rough and it's tough and it's real and it's raw. And that's the same feedback that I would get. It's so real. I mean, a girl that was raised in church had to go through this. Well, that's the same thing I ask myself. I'm in church. Why do I have to go through this? Isn't this supposed to be peachy? But that's the exact opposite of the life of a believer. So the responses that I'm getting are, first of all, thank you. Thank you for exposing your life. Thank you for being an open book. Thank you for writing your book, because I was able to identify who I am in the story, who I'm dealing with in a relationship, bad relationships, and be able to get out of it in time.
Amen. Amen. So, for those that are watching, something to let you know, when God gives you something, if it's insight or giving a book, movie, a sermon, it's not just for you. It's for somebody else to talk about how God has you're going to touch so many people.
Absolutely.
Now you're on your third book. Can you
Yes.
give away the title?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm so excited about it because people kept asking me, well, what happened after you deal with the hand you were dealt? then what? And I said, I had to really sit down and say, okay, what am I doing? And so the title of the book is called Fly 365. And Fly stands for Fearless Living Year Round. I am the pilot of my own life. And so you're taking back the control that you gave everybody else during the seasons of your life. You're making the decisions to go forward. You're flying high regardless of the circumstances. Circumstances sometimes don't change unless you change, or you might have to change your demographics. You might have to change your profession. You might have to change the people you live around, hang around. You have to change a lot, but it's worth it. And so, but you can't do it with fear. You can't be a coward in this life. You have to stand boldly before people and stand up to them and tell them this is the way it's going to be, and I'm moving forward. And that's in love. That's not hate. That's two different things. I'm just letting you know that this is what I've identified as my purpose and goal. I'm not going to let you convince me of any otherwise.
Amen. Fly 365. Wow. So when you wrote this book and you finally said, man, it's finished, are you now flying 365?
I am. People always look at me and I'm like, you're always happy. I say, I'm really excited about living life now because I don't have to do it afraid. I don't think people really understand the turmoil that goes on inside of somebody that's frustrated about living. Not that I wanted to die, but I just didn't know why I was living, and it was just a constant cycle on the hamster wheel, so to speak. But when you finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you actually live in the light, there's no reason for me to be sad. There's no reason for me to be downtrodden. There's no reason for me to have fear. I don't have to fear anything because I know God is in control.
Amen. Amen. So right now, those that have been watching us right now, Brandy Hunt, she's something that's come out real soon, Fly 365. When should we be looking at for being released?
That will be released in November. I'm excited. Yeah.
Do be excited. November is going to be a shout out. Tell people how to get in contact with you.
Well, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the same handle is Brandy the author, and my website is brandymhunt.com.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have you back here on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about what's going on. For those that are watching, hey, this is Calvin Lowe, the Logan Power Show for the one on Miss Brandy Hunt. Fly 365. We come out in November in the stores and Amazon, everything, a theater near you. So make sure you get that and you comp that book, support her. And again, I thank you for all y'all supporting us here at the Logan Power Show. If you think about you want to support us, go to www.theloganpowershow.us. Once again, www.theloganpowershow.us. Once again, my name is Calvin of the Logan Power Show, living a good life. We love y'all. We'll see you on next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here in Destiny Church International here in North Charleston, South Carolina. Well, I got with me returning guests. The last time we was here, Better was on the way. Now he has a release of his new song, This Joy, coming out September the 2nd. He is the one and only Mr. James Patterson. What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
How's everything with you, man?
Everything is amazing.
I know. Got that shiki on. So you gotta watch this man. One man change his environment.
Gotta change it up a little bit.
Change it up a little bit. How's everything?
Everything is going good. New music.
New music. All right.
New music.
Got your hair all cut off, so you try to be like me. So you know people you gotta go bald these days in 2016.
Had to.
All right, man. So tell us more, man. This Joy. This song. What's different about this song that you come out with?
Well, you know, my first song ever was Better Is on the Way, and I was really making a declaration to the people, letting them know that we can get better together. It was a lot of hurt going on. It still is. So the song continues to be relevant. But this joy, not only are we getting better together, but we're bringing joy. The joy of the Lord is so much better than things that we can try to create. So I wanted to do another song that is, I like to have fun. So all of my songs are kind of fun, even though I'm gonna slow it down when I make my album. But this particular song has a go-go feel to it.
Okay.
Because I love go-go, and I wanted to give something where some people could really dance and be joyful while they were praising God.
Amen. Amen. So for those that are watching, this joy, something that you want to be the lookout for. He will be coming out, his live recording, the full album, October the 8th, coming out this year. It's about time. James Patterson. They've been working better on the way, been doing that advertising for almost a year now. It's like, come on, man,
Yes.
release this album. So his full album's called Relentless. It's coming out October the 8th. We are excited for you, man, because you have been moving, doing radio, along with that, with your music. Man, how you able to handle all those kind of fields, man?
I'm, Calvin, I probably say I take it one day at a time, and with the strength of the Lord, we can do all things through Christ. I'm teaching and still, and right now I told him, I said, I think I made the most craziest decision ever, because I'm doing an album doing marching band season, and I'm a marching band director. So I got to make time for all of those things, but God will give you just what you need to make what he wants you to do happen.
Amen. Amen. So for those that are looking at James Patterson, he is probably one of the best strategists when it comes to social media, people liking your page. You can go from 0 to 7,000 in a minute. And if you follow James, that's how James roll. If you get one click, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you follow James, you're gonna need about 7 clicks, because James on this site talk about get this album, this site, this site. Tell us, man. You got so many social media handles, man. You gotta tell us about this strategy you got going on. How you able to do this? To able to balance people always constantly seeing your stuff over and over again. How do you come up with this strategy?
Honestly, and God has really given me an opportunity to use social media as a platform for international recognition. There's so many times, there was a point where we didn't have the opportunity to be seen unless you on BET, unless you on Word Network. There's so many other avenues now, and social media is one. So what I did was I maximized social media. There are peak times throughout the day. And we always say there's the morning time, there's the drive time when the people are in their car. You want to catch that at the peak times, but one of the main peak times that people forget is early in the morning. When people wake up now, the first thing they grab is their cell phones. So what you want to do is, if you're trying to be seen, you want people to understand or reach the masses, you're going to post before they get up. So when they check their timeline, you're right there.
Got it. See, telling you the strategy. James Patterson will tell you how to get to the masses. So, international music, that's where you want to be. This Joy. So you have 2 songs. Okay. The album released in October. How many songs are going to be in this album that we got, the Relentless?
There are approximately 13 songs, and I have amazing writers that have assisted me with this. Alexis Spite, which was the runner-up for BET Sunday Best, wrote a song. She's going to be featured on it. There is a Damian Murrell who actually wrote and performed with Donald Lawrence.
Got it.
Is one of my writers on my album. And so I have a lot of friends that actually help me out. I don't want to give all the names away. I just want you to come on October 8th in Orangeburg, South Carolina. But it's amazing. They're going to be in the building, and we are going to have a time, y'all. It's not going to be just one of those live recordings where, we're going to cut stuff off. No, we're going to really have a good time in God.
Amen. Amen. October the 8th, Orangeburg, South Carolina, at Perfecting Zion Church. That is the live recording for the album. He will record the other 11 songs.
Actually, 13 new songs.
13 new songs. So the album's supposed to have about 15 songs. You heard Better is on the way. This Joy is the one that's being released next month, this month of September, about to come real soon. For those that are watching, it's probably hidden while we're speaking right now. But tell me, man, in regards to the difference, the transformation that you're doing, what is God telling you need to do here now in 2016?
Well, you know, I got into professional artistry, not wanting to do it. I actually am a teacher. I got into teaching because I felt I wasn't good enough to do what God gave me. And that was before I understood who he was and who he made me. And once I realized who he made me, it allowed me to allow my creativity to be an avenue to help others.
Got it.
There's so many people that are hurting. There's so many people that are lost. There's so many people that need a little bit more encouragement, and they need what you have. You may say, well, I'm not good enough, but how God holds us accountable for a certain amount of people. And so if we are not in position to bless those people, then we are not doing what God has called us to do. So I was getting beat down because I did not do what he told me to do. So every time I get an opportunity to do what he says, I do just that.
Amen. Amen. So tell people, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, there we go. So social media, it's most on all sites is the James Patterson. And that's only because there is a famous author named James Patterson. So he took all my little handles. So it's the James Patterson, or you can go to, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and y'all know there's Snapchat now as well. So I'm on that as well. But you can also go to my website, which is www.IamJamesPatterson.com.
Amen. Amen. So for those that are watching, and tell you right now, James Patterson's a guy you need to keep a look and eye look out for. He's going to be keep on constantly in your feeds, constantly on the television screen, constantly on the radio airwaves. So keep a lockout, keep tuned. My name is Calvin Lowe, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. We're making a difference. We love y'all. We'll see you on next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. This is me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here at Destiny Church International here in North Charleston, South Carolina. Well, I got with me an author. She's brand new to the stage. She has a company called Purpose Project, and she has her book, Making Today Count, Daily Motivations to Provide Thought, Healing, and Purposeful Living. The one of them is Ebby Johnson. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself, sir?
Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, all right. So tell us more about yourself. Who is Ebby Johnson?
Ebby Johnson is Ebby Johnson. No, just kidding. I am 31. I have a very precocious, you have to start off Keegan with precocious 7-year-old.
Okay.
She is the joy of my world and kind of gives me indigestion from time to time.
Oh.
I am the youth pastor at 2 churches.
Okay.
I travel a lot and just want to share what God has given me with everyone.
Amen. 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 Now, being a youth pastor, tell us more about that. When did the Lord call you?
Well, you know, he called me in my mother's belly.
Oh, I see. Mother's belly.
But no, I love it. Honestly, I think I have probably the coolest job in the church, because the youth, if you think about it, most of the issues that we deal with in adults happened in our childhood. So if we could just stop mass producing broken adults and deal with it and start producing holistic children that we nurture into adults, then the world will be a better place. So I love it. I have the most, honestly, sometimes not honest group. I deal with teenagers, so I have high schoolers.
Got it.
But what I've found is once you build that relationship with them, there is nothing that they will withhold, which is a good thing. And then it also drives my blood pressure up sometimes because it's like, I'm sorry, you said what, sir? You did what? No, 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 no. Come here. And then he's like, no, ma'am, no, no, ma'am, no, no, no. Say it again. So it's I love it. I love it. They're my mini little mirrors because if Miss Ebby wanna, turn up or get real petty one day, you can't because you have all these little eyes, watching you. And the last thing I need is, well, Miss Abby, you remember when? No, no, I don't. So I love my children.
Got it. Got it. Now, making today count. Daily motivation to provoke thought, healing, and purposeful living. Tell us more. Tell us more about this book.
Well, it is. It's a compilation. It actually started off as I used to send out morning texts of just inspiration. I'm one of those persons who, what you don't have people to provide for you. So, like, if you've never really had that shoulder to lean on, or someone to turn to for that inspiration, like I try to provide that for others so they don't have to feel that same feeling. So it started off literally as a text that I sent out in the morning to a small group of my friends, and then they started sharing it with like their coworkers and their church sisters and brothers, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, it was like 5 of y'all, that was it. And so it just kind of took on its own life, and after a while, my pastor, who wrote several books, he was just like, well, why don't you just put it in a book? Why don't you sell it so everyone, the people that you can reach, the people you don't know about, can get that same love and get those same inspirations? So that's where that came from.
Amen. Amen. Daily devotions. Remind me of somebody I know in the studio audience who does the same thing, but has not put it in the book yet. But I'm waiting for her to take it to the book tale so we can make some blessings.
That's right.
Blessings.
Bless the people.
Bless the people.
Right,
Amen.
right.
Hallelujah. So when you think about making today count, when did you realize you had to make today count for you?
Oh, that's good. Actually, it was my junior year in college, and I was failing my classes. Just being honest. Had a lot going on. I was working full time. Had a lot of family issues going on, and so you just weren't focused. And then you get the letter in the mail, and you looking for your scholarship, renewals. And it's like, oh, well, you're on academic probation. Wait, what? No. This isn't fair. So it really triggered a lot of other things that kind of like landed me at rock bottom. I ended up sleeping like on a friend's couch. And it's kind of like, so either at this point in your life, you can keep blaming others for the series of events, which all were legitimate, or you can take accountabilities for your actions and your part in it and the things that you have not dealt with and healed from, and start over. Like, you're already at the bottom, where else can you go? There's no place up but to rebuild and kind of work your way back up from there. So that's where the motivation came from.
Okay. Yeah, for those that are looking right now, she does not look what she's been through. That's how God will
Praise the
turn your
Lord.
situation around. Now, having a 7-year-old daughter, being a youth minister, and you've written a book, how difficult, and your purpose project, talk about your business.
So Purpose Project, I originally started off with training and doing seminars for adults.
Okay.
But again, most of the issues that we deal with in our adulthood stems from our childhood issues, that either you were not affirmed, you did not have someone who paid you attention, you were touched inappropriately, whatever it was. The issues that we deal with, bottom line, start in our childhood. And then growing up in the church, we typically learn, just put them in a bag and somebody read them a story, but we never necessarily talk to them. We kind of talk at them.
Got it.
And then there's this misconception of, children are they're naive, and they are, and they're not really of much use until they get a certain age, but that's not true. So then we kind of overlook them and we overpass them and we section them off, and then they become adults who don't know how to navigate throughout the world because they've been talked at and did stuff for them. So Purpose Project was established to deal with the youth. So, whatever your issues are, a lot of things are just generational cycles. And a cycle stops with a decision, not a prayer, not a laying on of hands, with a decision. I decide this day that I will not deal with X, Y, and Z that my family deals with,
Amen.
So Purpose Project is there to give the youth an avenue. What are your goals? What are your dreams? And to talk about things that we learned a lot of times the hard way. You don't learn about finances in high school, yet you graduate and we send you off to college and we give you a credit card. So now your credit is ruined. So different things like that, just general life practices, and making it applicable to their age and give them an avenue where they can discuss what they're dealing with, whatever those issues are, and then start that healing process.
Amen. Amen. So after been through all that you've been through, your business is doing well. What has God said you need to do here in 2016? And then the second to that, where do you see you going in the next 3 to 5 years?
So what is God saying in 2016? Honestly, doing what I'm doing. Opening my mouth and sharing my story.
Got it.
What I've learned a lot with women per se, we don't necessarily talk about what we're dealing with, and then we explode. So our children catch it, our mates catch it, our homegirl at work, she comes in, good morning. What do you mean? It's because we deal with a lot, and then no one really talks about what's going on, and you'll find out, like, it's really the norm. If there's 8 people in the room, probably 5 of you are dealing with the same thing. So talk about it, share. Just as a culture, we tend to be selfish with our experiences, good or bad. Knowledge is power, but we'll find it and we'll hold on to it. And I don't want to share it with you because you might surpass me, and things like that. So that was my biggest challenge, and God just would not let me be. It's like, hey, I got these thoughts, I got these ideas, I got these concepts, and I do a lot of it behind the scenes. But so who's going to be the voice? So what about the people who can't? Who's going to be the voice? So that was that. And then secondarily, the question was, where do I see it going forward? I am working on a study guide that goes with it, because one of the things that I do is travel and do trainings and seminars. So to really break down a lot of the principles and the values that are in the book, because they're really meaty. So to be able to talk through those and work through those and give people avenues in that capacity.
Amen. Amen. Final thing, tell people how to get in contact with you.
So you can reach me on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook at Ebby Johnson. I'm on Instagram, Ebby Johnson. You can email me at Ebby, EBBY, J.purposeproject, no S, at gmail.com. You can hit me up via phone, 775-442-3229.
Amen. Amen. So those that are watching, you want to keep a good eye lookout at Miss Ebby Johnson, Pastor Ebby Johnson, excuse me. As she's going to be hitting the airways, she's going to be knocking it down through our television screens, talking about what she's doing. We appreciate what she's doing. We want to thank you again for watching the Logan Power Show. If you want to support us, go to www.theloganpowershow.us. Click on the donate. We appreciate what everyone is doing, just coming. The folks that have come, we can't thank you enough. All the help that we're getting just by just coming and fellowshipping with us. You will not have a bad time here at the Logan Power Show. It's always fun, laughter. We love y'all, okay? So we appreciate everyone that's watching. Again, support Ebby Johnson right now. We appreciate you. We love y'all. We'll see you all next week. Nationwide, worldwide.